Welcome to 108 Gates. Current energies are super strong, super powerful, super dedicated to a path, super focused. Things are going in and out, back and forth. Things are mutating. So when I saw this coming out, but then also here it looks like a lion, but at the same time it's not looking like a lion. And then it's morphing into a face. So there's the nose, there's the mouth. Can't see particularly if she's that's going in or if it's coming out of the water. There's a lot kind of not being exactly how it see, or not being clear on what it is, how it is. So not to assume, not to draw conclusions, not to kind of commit to something being in a particular way until it's actually had a chance to shift and change, give it a chance to reveal itself. And here we come out. Oh wow, this came out yesterday. So this revealing itself, there was something coming in. Those things that we may have had torment us, that may have been coming in, and as a memory, as a well, it wants to go here. Okay, coming in as a memory, coming in as a that clicks right to that point and that point. Coming in as a memory, coming in as a thing that you have to look out for. So she's actually there, perched on top. Sorry, I don't know why. And then she's looking down at those. Here, looking in, but looking at. So it's kind of, it was very, very much a feeling of multidimensional. Very much a feeling of her being watched by something that's not even really there. A mirage. You may feel like you're being watched. You may feel like it's like a judgment of something that's not actually true or real. It's being observed by something that's not actually there. So then if you think about how do you behave if you're just on your own, is it the same way you behave as when you're with people, or if you feel like you're being watched or you feel like you're being observed? If you have to work in a particular environment, or you're in a particular environment where you you feel like you're under surveillance, or you know you have to account for certain things. Everything's just being monitored. It feels like things are being monitored. So that's on one side, but at the same time you also are monitoring things. So it's not about taking it personally, it's about what was being monitored about you, what was inaccurate, what was accurate, and then where you're monitoring things, where was that accurate, where was that inaccurate. So many, if you think about that over the course of your life, the potential of misunderstandings is immeasurable. Right. It feels like there's two cards there, but it's just the one. It really does feel like there's two cards. See that the senses, perceptions are off. Needing to correct them, so needing to let go of the incorrect perceptions, needing to let go of the assumptions, the wrongly accusing, the wrongly being accused. Loads and loads of weird energies coming in. Virility and spirituality. Okay, so shake it up a little. You've got this. It's time to connect with what you believe. So where are your beliefs misdirected? Where have you allowed others to misaim your attention? Where is your, if your belief is not truthful for yourself, but you've been led to believe that you have to believe a certain way, you have to be believing in a certain pattern or a certain path. How much attention have you been putting onto that path? How much attention have you been putting onto, this isn't working out for me, instead of actually asking, is this the correct path for me? Because if it's not the correct path for me, take my attention off it and then go to something that actually is for me. Therefore, it's time to connect with what you believe, believing in the truth of your true path, believing in letting go of what others told you have to believe, and actually genuinely, sincerely thinking and stepping forward to what you actually believe, genuinely, sincerely. Well, that's quite another one wants to come out, but words of love, doing it with words of love, speak from your heart. If you're reprimanding yourself, or you're hearing like, why can't you just do this? Why can't you just do that? Why am I not able to do this? Why am I not able to do that? Maybe that's the wrong question. Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Should I be doing something else? Page of Wands, your actions coming from a new direction because of aligning with your beliefs, letting go of other people's beliefs, letting go of beliefs that you've been misled to believe. I think that makes sense. Misled to believe. Therefore, they're not your beliefs, but you believe they are. Okay, I'm going to do that one. I'm going to take these two. No victory. And there's no conflict. I feel that's coming in. If you're trying to avoid conflict, you're not going to be able to get yourself a victory. You need to, at some level, okay, this is coming in here. If you have been in a certain situation or a certain energy field or a certain pattern, or you have developed a certain pattern of being scared of conflict because in the past, or what you've seen may be that you don't create conflict, you can't challenge a senior, you can't challenge authority, you can't challenge someone who's a higher hierarchical space than you, and that got you into patterns of not being true to yourself. So therefore you believe that you can't challenge this, you can't challenge that, you've just got to keep going in the direction that's not for you. With these coming out upside down, it feels as though the not challenging things is what's keeping you away from a victory that is yours to have. This victory is not identified because I feel like it's a general reading. It's too wide and broad. It has to be wide and broad because your victory is not going to be the same as someone else's victory. But neither of the energies are feeling like they're present at the moment. It's because you can't challenge it, you don't have the victory. So therefore, if you were to challenge it, it would lead to a victory, and they'd go that way. Needing to challenge it with a victory, using words of love to challenge with love, challenge with genuine sincerity, challenge with the knowing and awareness. Okay, I'm leaving it like that. Challenge with the awareness that sometimes we have to put a bit of force onto something to be able to change it. Right, the weirdest example is coming in. The kind of example that's very, very specific. I'm not a football fan per se, but it's coming in, so I'm going to share it. Right, so you've got, we don't have to go into the specifics of football, but basically Mikel Arteta, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Arsenal manager. Basically, I've been interested in sports psychology for a long time, and the way, for example, how racing drivers train every single muscle because they're in high volatile situations. They have to be alert to a degree that even their finger and everything needs to be so fine-tuned. So I am actually interested in psychology, sports psychology. The point here is, with Mikel Arteta, he is challenging the way things are done in football. So, for example, he's got two goalies, but he's got two high-end goalies, and they're not supposed to really swap. So in a season, apparently, from what I understand, you have one goalie, and that one goalie is supposed to play the whole season. There's another goalie who stays on the bench just in case something happens. He's doing something different, and he's swapping out the goalies so that one gets the rest, the other one can go full on Another one gets arrested, the other one goes full on. So this is not seen before, apparently. This is not normal to do, apparently. So people are like, what the funk is going on? And I said funk, F-U-N-K. And basically, it's like, this can't be happening because this shouldn't be done. And it's like, well, where in the rule book does it say it shouldn't be done? Just like in the rule book, when someone's taking a corner, there's not actually a stipulated rule that you can't take 40 seconds or 50 seconds. It's just saying, like, you got to go, take the corner, take the shot, whatever, and then keep playing. But there's not stipulated, as far as I know. But this other rule with the doing things, so basically the whole point is doing things that are not stipulated, but you're not challenging it because you're scared of being reprimanded. You're scared of someone coming and saying, you don't do things like that. Why don't you? Because it's never been done that way before. Just because it's never been done that way before doesn't mean it can't be done that way. Doesn't mean I can't play with it. This is what you're challenging. What hasn't been done before, therefore you stopped yourself from doing it because it's not done that way. Because what? Because it's never been done that way before. Well, that's not good enough reason for me to not do it. Therefore, this may start leading you. This is potentially leading you to victories that are meant to be for you to have. And that was a bit of a roundabout way to say it, but essentially we got to the same point. I'm going to do a guided meditation today with the Six of Coins, because Six of Coins came up yesterday. I was going to do, it was the feminine energy. I was going to do a guided meditation, and then I backed off, and then now feeling when I saw that one that I got to do it. So I'm going to check out the playlist for short tarot guided meditations. It's a thing. I'm just keep doing it until I don't do it. So wow, cards are going all over the place. So I'm going to put them. So that's what I'm. It sounds a bit weird, but that point about football, it just came in like a flash of like. That's what the example is, but essentially at the core of it is just because things aren't done that way, it doesn't mean they can't be done. If there's no rule, there's no law. That's how laws are made. So if he does that, and then others start doing that, then there might start being new rules, new laws, or new whatever to stipulate. You can only swap, I don't know, so many times in a season. You can only have 2 goalies and not 3 because they have 3 goalies. So it's like, do you know what I mean? The rules come from when you're breaking the rules. The rules come from being innovative, from being the pioneer, because otherwise there are no boundaries. But the boundaries in this case are already put there before you've even had a chance to explore, because your beliefs are incorrect, because the beliefs have been limiting and restricting. Some of those beliefs are false. They're just made up. They're man-made, woman-made, human-made. Which ones are the true ones? So another thing that's coming in mind is the universal laws. You can't really argue with the universal laws because it's the universe. Humans, on the other hand. So, Serpent, 6 of Coins. The justice from this, so it's the practical, the masculine justice from this. Where is the injustice occurring? Because of you not taking that opportunity and not leaping with your own true beliefs. To unknot this, untie this, unravel this is basically for you to reassess your beliefs. Is it really your belief? Or is it someone else that's imprinted it on you? Is it someone else that conditioned you to think that way? And when I talk about conditioning, I don't mean about like just programming you like a Pavlovian dog. I mean, literally there's different kinds of conditioning, and I've done this in the last channel. I'll try and find that document again. That there's different kinds of conditioning, and through those different kinds of conditioning, they're coming in different ways for different reasons. Like when you're experiencing trauma or torment or something like that, you become conditioned to respond and react in a certain way. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone else has intentionally conditioned you that way. It's just that you've actually gone through a conditioning process, that you've become responsive in a certain way. So that's slightly different to if you're being conditioned through social media, you're being conditioned through commercials, through advertising. That's a different kind of conditioning. Ooh, you do want this bar of chocolate, you do want this bar of chocolate, because without this bar of chocolate you won't have energy. So you kind of, it's a different kind of conditioning. This is you finding out your truth, your beliefs, so that you can recondition everything and see it differently. In the process of this happening, you've got the Six of Coins. Six of Coins right now feels like there's some equality to be had. There's some justice to be coming in. But weighing the scales out, which is perfect for Libra. We're going into Libra, which is the scales, and Aries right at the top of it, with the full moon either coming in today or tonight, 29th. So I don't know if it's actually happened at this moment, or basically we're in the energy of the full moon there. So depending on where you are in the world, I'd check that out. Definitely feeling it. And again, remembering that the have your natal chart always to hand. If you know how to read your natal chart, these are the good times to be looking at what is actually being impacted. So bringing in justice for this, bringing in some equilibrium, bringing back in some balance for self. So there's 3-3 on each side. It's not 4-2. It's not unequal, it's balanced, bringing in the harmony, bringing in the balance. And therefore, your values will shift and change. So not only will your actions be impacted, from changing your beliefs, your values will be impacted. And I know it sounds the same, but it's very different, because what you believe and what you value, there could be some contradictions there. There could be... this is actually what this is about. This is where the contradictions now can be identified and worked with. So I feel like I've gone on for quite a while. It's not too long, but at the same time you don't want to go yabbering on. And I'm going to do a guided meditation with that card now. So subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified about those readings and guided meditations. And for those of you who have been here a while, thank you very much for your support. Appreciate you. And for now, peace and love.